I'm Tim, and there's a few of you here that don't know me that well. So I'm founder and CEO of Innovation Visual, and we label ourselves, and I'm saying label ourselves as now a RevOps consulting agency. And those of you who are in the room who have been working with us for actually many years will know that that's an evolution from where we are. We've come out of starting off with traditional search and digital services around that, and gradually more and more I realised that our secret sauce is around technology and the use of technology to deliver revenue change. And I'm very happy that after much heartache and time, we've actually launched our new website, which I think properly represents us much better in terms of what we do. So thank you all for coming, really appreciate it. It's really nice to see smiling faces and people that I know, especially when I'm feeling slightly nervous, and I know some of the other speakers are as well. But this whole event has come out of what we call our leaders' lunches, and we've been doing these for a number of years, and it's just about getting a round table. Quite a few of you have actually been to these before. And it's about stimulating discussion, people sharing ideas, taking half a day out of the business as well to actually listen to other people and realise that even if you're in different businesses, there's a lot of things, commonalities in terms of challenges. But over the last 2-3 lunches that we ran, where we were leaning more and more into AI and the challenges and opportunities around AI, what I realised was that there was a situation where having those discussions actually would benefit from having more knowledge. So people were saying, well, okay, Tim, you guys know about this, tell me more about it. And I felt that the discussions that we were having in previous topics weren't as free-flowing in terms of there was a thirst for knowledge, should we say, from people around the table. So we thought, well, why don't we try this? So this is the first of our leaders learning, because you're all sort of from the leaders' lunches mindset, and hopefully you'll find this really, really useful. Please do feedback. We love to hear people's responses. What's good? What's bad? What could be better? Because without your feedback, we can't make things better. And if you know Innovation Visual, we always want to be better and better and better, and do that. So today we're going to be talking about the impact that AI is having on delivering competitive advantage in revenue generation. It's a big topic. We could probably do a 2-day event. Budgets won't stretch to that. But also we want to test on what you guys feel from what we get out of today and take it from there. So I was probably really over-ambitious on the agenda, and I did get told this a few times. When you look at it like this, you're like, oh yeah. I kind of was trying to get too much in. But unfortunately, Professor Paul Watson can't make it because of a sad personal issue there. He did try and get a substitute in, interestingly, and then that person ended up going to hospital. So bit of bad luck from Newcastle Uni, but they have promised that they'll be sending somebody for a talk. Hopefully we're going to do one in September, which will also nicely tie in from everything we learned from HubSpot's inbound conference, which a number of us are going to. But as you can see, it's a really packed out agenda. So I need to talk faster and crack on. You've got a coffee break, table discussions, where hopefully what Clotilde also says to you, as well as what the other speakers say just before that break, will stimulate some discussions about using AI personally as well as the business. And then we're going to hopefully wrap up around 1:05, and there'll be some lunch served, and you'll get an opportunity to also do some more mingling and chatting. With the leaders' lunches, because everybody here is senior and is respectful, we put everybody into a private LinkedIn group because it's a good private place for us to exchange ideas. Please feel free to post in it. I know I don't post as much as I should. But because Professor Watson isn't going to do the intro one, I'm going to start off with a bit of an intro. I'm not going to try and be a professor of AI. That isn't going to happen. So, without further ado, why now? Well, November 2022, ChatGPT launched, and it kind of democratized generative AI. And we'd been using AI for years and years, and I think it goes back to the 60s in terms of what artificial intelligence really is. But, you know, Google Ads optimization, Alexa and things like that, we just sort of got on and used them. But the large language model, the ability to talk to the intelligence, has been transformational. And that combined with the technology, the computing power that's needed to do this, there's kind of the confluence of now is the time of really transformative AI. And the businesses that are, you know, pushing the AI out there, and we're very happy to have both HubSpot and Neural Voice here as well today. These companies with AI are growing very rapidly. I heard about a valuation for a company recently of $30 billion US, 30 billion. It has 20 employees, no business plan, no products, and will not disclose what it's doing. But the power of the founders is such that people like SoftBank and BlackRock have valued the company at 30 billion. It's nuts. But it does also say to us about what change is coming and how people are valuing that change. And if you think about change and transformation, which I think is where we're at, the Industrial Revolution, the invention of things like steam engines, it was so transformational because not just of the way that you could make things, but actually because of the way it then impacted society. So when you've got these massive shifts, there are going to be winners and losers. And the winners and losers are those that actually understand how to embrace the technology. It's not just suddenly, oh, I'm going to go and get a steam engine and a new loom. It's actually, how do I think about how the world will become? How do I embrace this technology in an effective way? And by the way, you'll notice that I'm not doing a bullet point PowerPoint presentation, and I have Vogue to thank for that, because she went, the last talk I saw you do, Tim, it was a really interesting talk, but your slides were so boring. So thank you for the positive feedback. So, you know, the reason why this picture is here, this is actually a computer that I own. Well, it's a hand-me-down, because it actually belonged, first of all, to West Midlands Police. This computer was part of the first computer database that the police had. West Midlands Police did a pilot, and they had a database. It was cutting edge. Look at it. It's not cutting edge now. And this is the thing. Technology is moving on, and it's moving on so fast. What was actually new is soon old. And we need to realize that. And I think a lot of you around the room, you've used AI in different contexts and things like that. This is an image that I asked DALL-E to create in June 2023. So not that long ago. 23? Yeah. My wife plays cricket, so I put in the prompt of photo of woman playing cricket bowling. It's awful, isn't it, really? I mean, there's like not the right number of stumps. Bowling, they put the 10-pin bowling ball in there. And then also, this is another interesting thing. I think there's some model bias there because she's kind of East Asian heritage. So is there model bias in what the data was trained on as to who should be a cricketer? The same prompt today gives you this. Exactly the same prompt. How different is where we're at? And we're talking about 18 months, right? So if you've used things and you've gone, yeah, but it's not very good, try it again. Because even what's happening in a month and what's happening now is different. ChatGPT 4.0 is 10 times faster, but importantly, it has 20 times more context, so more that it's holding in memory. So it enables you to do more and more. Those of you who've got sharp eyes will realize she's only got 3 fingers. So it's not perfect, is it? Okay, so my favorite movie franchise of all time. Professor Watson hasn't seen it. Maybe that's a problem, because I did ask him about it. There is a lot of fear around AI, and I think that the whole time we're talking, and there's going to be lots of stuff about the technology here, but it's about the people. It's about how the people and the technology interact. And you as leaders and revenue leaders, what you're going to find is that you've got to take people on a transformation journey. So it's no good just coming in and going, we're going to use this. You've got to understand how it's going to affect the people, because there is a lot of fear. So communication and what we're doing with clients when we're bringing in technology is always saying, this is a transformation plan. This is something that we're going to help you bring your people on board with as well, so that they're not really fearful. We're not going to talk today, because we don't have time, about things like societal impacts and the rise of AGI and things like that. But what we are going to talk about is we're going to talk about speed and the importance of speed. This is the number of days it took different platforms to reach 1 million users. 300 days for Facebook. I mean, at the time, that was like, wow, Facebook, it's super fast growing. 5 days for ChatGPT to reach the same level of penetration. And then DeepSeek came along and did over 100 million users in 20 days. So the appetite there for change is really about it. And change is about transformation. It's not about sprinkling AI across what you're doing at the moment, workflows and processes. It's actually about thinking about how you reshape how you grow. How do you deliver value? The businesses of 2027 that are thriving will be different. Well, they'll look different to those from 2025. And, you know, we're evolving as a business, and I urge you all to think about your business and how that will evolve. And this evolution won't be linear. So, you know, you might grow up from the ugly duckling and think you're going to become the nice white mute swan, but actually things aren't always what you expect, and you've got to be prepared for the black swans in your business and in the wider reality. But don't worry too much, because what Innovation Visual is about not just watching the AI, but we're tracking what it means for revenue. You know, I was talking to a few of you earlier on and saying, well, what we do is we sift through this massive information and we figure out what's relevant for you, what's relevant for your specific business. Translate that into, well, we're talking about voice AI, or we're talking about automations, we're talking about smart integrations with data transformation. We can help guide you through this. But it's about this speed thing. So it's not simply about being first, it's about learning faster. And there's so much out there, we can help you learn faster. So iterate fast, deploy small, and then grow, scale what works. There'll be some things that don't work quite well enough for you, but you'll need to change it. But if you wait until you know what it is that you're going to do will work, you're already too slow, because your competitors are going to beat you. And there is the spectre of AGI. For those of you that don't know, AGI is artificial general intelligence. And this is the concept where you just say to the AI, optimize my marketing, and it just does everything. That's the context in the marketing speak. Is it next year? Is it 2 years' time? Is it 3 years' time? I don't know. It's coming, but the thing is also the processing power required for AGI is also so huge that it would be very, very costly. So you can't say, well, we're gonna fiddle around with some of this stuff, but we'll wait until it gets really big. You'll be too late then. The AI is the now. So I think in summary, nothing is certain except for the change. And what I would like all of you to do is, when you're listening to talks today, don't think, oh, that wouldn't work for us, or I can see why that doesn't work. But instead change your mindset to a mindset of, okay, how could that work for us? How could I apply that? Because that's what's going to be, I think, powerful for you.